time we understood what reflexive verbs are and why they are so important. We will do some exercises on them. I mean, you will do exercises, and I will be the one who is listening. So try to be as active as you can. We'll look at conjunctions, and then conjunctions are important, guys. For example, and, or, therefore, stuff like that. You need them. It makes your vocabulary. It makes what you. It makes your language much better, right? You have to use conjunctions. Then we will learn to compare. I mean, it's basically that how do you say good, better, best, right? But in German you can use it for almost every adjective. For example, weiß, weißer, am weißesten, schwarz, schwarzer, am schwarzesten. You can use it for almost any adjective, and which is also very important. Then there's this topic, usual mornings. It's not, I mean, I don't know what you're thinking about it, but by this I want to help you understand a specific kind of homework, which will be specific to each one of you, and we'll go through that homework. A disclaimer, guys, okay, I think you know this. Let's start with the exercise, guys. So here on the right, I hope you can see it. It's if let me know if I have to zoom. Here is a list of reflexive verbs which I think you all should know, and now you have to tell me what they mean, and you have to give me a sentence with them. So we'll start with the first one. Anyone just unmute and go ahead, Suraj.
Uh, Reflexive Verbs. Fragen.
It's sich accusative Fragen, so you have to give me a sentence with it.
Sich Fragen.
A little bit louder. Someone gave.
Um,
Yes, Suraj, you have someone with you. Go ahead. That person is giving the answer.
um, so I'm not exactly sure what is the question. Like,
So here you
sich.
see a list of reflexive Verben, right? Now you have to give me a sentence with it. For example, sich entschuldigen, ich entschuldige mich bei Ihnen für das Problem. Now sich accusative Fragen is a reflexive verb. You have to give me a sentence with it. How do you frame a sentence with it?
Mm,
So ich frage. Yeah, go ahead. Someone wants to join.
Ich frage mich.
Yes, yeah, that's correct. Ich frage mich, right? Ich frage mich. Uh, so it just means, I mean, what is the difference between ich frage and ich frage mich? It's a very slight difference. Ich frage mich, it's something like, I'm wondering or I'm asking myself, something like that. For example, I hope you get the idea. Then the next is sich Akkusativ an jemanden gewöhnen. First, tell me the meaning. I mean, so what the meaning is, and I mean, you don't need the meaning. You can try. You can guess. Okay, maybe this is what it means. This is the context. You can use it. Go ahead, guys. Wrong answers are fine. Maybe you'll give a wrong answer and we'll learn some verb with it. What do you think gewöhnen means?
To win.
Someone.
No, that is not. What is win? So that is not for sure. Uh, so to win is something else. Does someone know what to win is? How do I say to win? Guys, come on. Gewinnen.
Given.
Given,
This is gewinnen,
given,
right? This is gewionen. Is it? I mean, so it's this one is G. So G A W Umlaut H N A N. Gewionen. Any idea what this means? Okay. This is very important. For example, when you move from one country to another, the weather is different, and you have to do what? You move from one your country to this country, Germany, and it's really cold over here, right? So, and if someone is complaining to you and it's really cold, I know I can't live here. What will you say?
adjust, accommodate,
Adjust,
Adjust.
or adapt, right? And you can also,
Okay.
for example, sich accusative an jemanden gewonnen, given it is something like, like adjust, adapt to someone else. You may have a colleague, you may have a partner, and you have to adjust, adapt to that guy. And an etwas accusative, it's like, you can have an object over here, weather, or new technology, whatever new thing is there. For example, consultants say, wir können uns an alles gewöhnen, like they'll adjust to any environment, right? So is it clear? To live is something else, right? To live is wohnen. That is wohnen, guys. This is this. I mean, is it not clear? Or should I zoom in or?
That's yeah.
it's better now.
Okay, so Zish, now you know the. Give me a sentence, please, very quickly. Go ahead. Okay. Suraj doesn't want to answer. Anyone else? Rishi, go ahead. Start with the subject, ish.
Ish and M and given and
No, no, no. You're forgetting the rule.
Mish.
So when you form a sentence in German language, first is the subject, then is the verb. So again, one more time.
Ich gewöhne mich
Yeah.
an diesen Land
Diesen was? What is after diesen?
an no, dieses Land Land
Yeah,
Land
correct.
Land
Ich gewöhne mich an
country.
dieses Land, right? So that is with this one, right? And if you can also use it for, for person. For example, ich muss mich an meinen Kollegen gewöhnen, So that's it. Any questions, guys, please ask. Sich Akkusativ irren. What do you think it means? What do you think? What is your gut feeling saying? What it may mean? Irren, irren. What like do
Irritation,
you have? Yeah.
irritate,
No, irritate is something else. What is irritate, guys? That is irritate is like irritieren. For example, uh, my friend, my kumpel irritiate me. My friend is irritating me. This is irren. Okay, it is to err. For example, to do mistake. For example, uh, ich habe mich geirrt. You both wanted to do something and you did a mistake. Ich habe mich. Or you want to say, if I'm not making a mistake, then I think the price should be this. Wenn ich mich nicht irre, dann sollte der Preis so sein. Is it clear what this means? Sich Akkusativ irren? To
yes.
err. Okay. Next sentence, please. Next verb, and then give me a sentence, please.
Fulham means feel.
Yeah. And give me a sentence. That's correct. That's correct. Yeah.
Ich fühle mich sehr gut.
Yeah, right. You're feeling very good. Ich fühle mich sehr gut. Ich fühle mich hervorragend. Or ich fühle mich schlecht. Okay. Now, next sentence, please. Next verb and then sentence, please. Come on, it should be obvious. What does concentrate means?
Concentrate,
Concentrate.
Yes, sentence, please. I'll give you the English one. I'm focusing on my career.
Ich konzentriere mich auf meinen Karriere.
Career, did you, so is it there, the das? Even I have to check out
Keine
the
Ahnung.
das. So if it is masculine, then it will be like mine. And if it is anything else, I mean, if it is, when I don't know what career, I think it is the career, if I'm not wrong. But I hope you get the idea, right? So
the career, yeah,
the right,
Auf
so like
meine.
career.
minor career. Thank you very much. And normally, I'll tell you, for example, I never normally this is kind of an like I never say this, but I tell people, like I see a friend and he is having some problems. I'll say, focus on this problem. Du solltest dich erstmal auf einen Problem konzentrieren, So I'm telling you how you normally use it. Next sentence, please. Next verb in the sentence.
Verabschieden.
No, no,
Fair
say the entire verb,
option.
please. You did not say this part. Verabschieden.
Verabschieden. Ja.
Sentence,
Fair
please.
option.
To separate.
Sorry.
To separate.
No, come on, not separate. Let's say, you and I meet. I greet you. We have a nice coffee, and at the end, what do we do?
Farewell.
Yeah, farewell, or to say goodbye, or to take leave. Right now, give me a sentence, please. Come on, sentence. It's very
Ich
obvious.
abschiede, ich abschiede mich
It's not trennbar. Whenever you
von.
have var at the beginning, it's
Okay.
a hint. It's almost always not trennbar. It's just one verb.
Ich verabschiede mich
Then the
Mit meine
pronoun.
Von
Freunde.
sie.
Why is it? No, you check it, right? So after fon, you have jmdm, it means yemandam, and that means dative. So if you are going to use a pronoun, it has to be in dative case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you meant z and you meant like second person formal, then what is the dative of this z?
Like
It's ihnen, right?
Ihnen.
Right. It's
Ihnen.
verabschiede
Von
ich mich
Ihnen.
von ihnen, right? Guys,
Ich
this is A2, okay? This
verabschiede
should be very obvious to
mich.
you, okay? This JMD, and this is how you learn verbs, okay? This was part of the, I think I told you this is how you learn, where is this part? How should you learn, this is how you learn a reflexive verb, right? You learn the entire definition. Now you're like, okay, how many do I have to learn? Not more than 50, 60. That's enough, okay? Always learn, boy. Always learn the entire definition, okay, with the all the with the pronomen, with the what, if there is an adjective, if there is a preposition, then what is after preposition, okay. So normally you can guess, after by it's always dative, after few it's always almost always accusative. All right, let's go back very quickly, guys, we don't have that much time. Now next one.
Vorstellen. Vorstellen.
Okay, when you read it,
Inter
right, you have to read it like sich accusative vorstellen. Should always read and when you're learning, you should learn in your head, it should go like this. Now, meaning and example.
Vorstellen. Introduce.
No, when vorstellen. So in last week we saw, right, so there are three kinds of verbs. So, like reflexive verbs, there are three kinds, right? So one is, for example, let me here, right? So the first one is verbs that are always reflexive. For example, sich beeilen and sich verspäten, right? Then there are second one, they can be sometimes reflexive. For example, kämen and then sich kämen. Okay. Then there are verbs when they become reflexive, their meaning changes completely. So vorstellen means to introduce. Ich stelle dich vor, I'm introduce you. Ich stelle mich vor, I introduce myself. Du stellst mich vor, you introduce me. But sich vorstellen is something else. What do you think this means? The meaning changes completely.
To join some discussion or group.
No. What is to join?
Means to jump in.
No, but like, what is no?
No.
That is not here. That is I'm asking. That is not the meaning of this one. I'm asking what is the German word for that? Something to join something.
Uh, Teilnehmen.
Okay, so this
Participate.
that is Teilnehmen, right now. So we have sich Akkusativ vorstellen, right? This one you only use when you use sich Akkusativ. For example, there is this vorstellen. Wait, I'm not trying to confuse you. I'm trying to, help you understand why you can use the same verb to say. For example, you have jemandem, jemanden vorstellen, right? So this means to introduce someone. You can also, instead of jemanden, you can have etwas accusative fortune, right? Here, the subject and the object need not be same. For example, ich stelle mich vor, ich stelle dich vor. Okay. Now, but this one, sich accusative fortune, in this one, the subject and all object always have to be the same. So if you say du vorstellst, no, not, I mean, it is trennbarer, so it should be like this.
Yeah.
Ich stelle mich vor,
Ich stelle mich.
and du stellst dich vor. Okay. So again,
Du stellst
dich vor, right? So here you have to understand, right?
vor.
Okay. Now, but the second one is more interesting. Where is the second one? Here. Sich dative etwas accusative vorstellen. What does this mean? You need this one every time you're taking part in a meeting and you want to ask something. You will need this one. Has it never happened? Someone is trying to explain you something. You're like, man, I'm not getting it. How should I imagine this? How should I imagine this? Right? So to ask that, how should I imagine this? In my head, what should I, think when you are talking about this? So, did you get it? What this means?
Imagine.
Imagine, but like not imagine. For example, let's say I'm trying to explain you something. It's a complicated topic, and you're asking me, okay, Rohit, I know, I don't understand, but wie soll ich mir, how should I imagine this for my particular scenario? I'm trying to sell you a service. You are asking, how should I imagine, this helping me in my, my particular problem, right? Something like that. Imagine, but not exactly imagine. The context is important. Okay, so ich stelle mir etwas vor, okay, and that etwas can be whatever you are. Here the reflexive pronoun has to be dative. Okay, I hope you know that. Next, very quickly, guys, this one. This one you should know. I mean, this it's very crucial. If you do it almost every day before a meeting, before an interview.
Prepare.
Yeah. Give
Prepare.
me a sentence, please.
Ich vorbereite mich vor die Prüfung.
It is trennbare. Be careful.
Trennbarer.
I mean, it's separable.
Ich,
Trennbare
be
means this
ich
prefix.
muss mich
Ich bereite mich
Ich bereite mich vor die Prüfung.
Not fear. You have the
vor
preposition, right? You don't have to imagine it. The preposition is there in front of you. So if you can say fewer, and if you say ich bereite mich für die Prüfung, people will know what you're trying to say. There is nothing wrong in it, but it's just not grammatically correct. Okay, in real life it's fine, but you're preparing for an exam, they will cut your marks. So ich bereite mich auf whatever, auf die Prüfung. Okay, if it is something masculine, then it will be den. Next one, guys. This one. Is there a question? Yeah, Shamli, you have a question? Go ahead.
No questions.
Okay, no problem. Guys, what is sich accusative ausruhen? Come on, it should be obvious to you.
Pause.
Huh?
To take a
No. So let's say,
Quiet.
I get into a fight and you want, what will you say?
ruhig means
Sorry?
ruhig.
Yeah,
Ruhig
Peace.
means quiet.
yeah. So what it may mean as a verb,
To
I get
get
into a
quiet.
fight and you see
To
that
be
I'm
quiet.
very charged up. What will you tell me?
Calm down.
Calm down, relax, something like that. So now the
Keep
verb,
quiet.
no, keep quiet is something else. Keep quiet is something else. Keep quiet, if you really want to say Hals Maul, but I think it's very colloquial, but we don't want to talk about it, right? So give me the sentence, guys. Or let's say, tell me, if you want to tell someone that, you should, yeah. How do you, where do, you can give it to me with a modal verb or without a modal verb.
Ich
Be calm.
Ich soll,
aus.
Ich soll, then,
ich soll mich
yeah.
Du ruhst dich bitte aus.
So I guess
Du ruhst dich.
so what I feel, guys. So what I feel is that many of some of you are not. I mean, I appreciate you're trying to answer, but there is some problem with the grammar, right? So let's very quickly make that, or else I will request you to attend the A1s as well, right? When you're framing a sentence, right? So you have subject, then you have verb, and you have object, right? That is fine. If the verb happens to be a trennbare verb, then you have subject, verb, object, and the prefix. This is clear, right? Okay, right? And you conjugate the verb, but you also use a modal verb in the sentence, right? Then you will have subject, modal verb, object, okay, and then the prefix. I mean, if it's just a normal verb, right, it will be like this, okay, and you only conjugate the modal verb, you just leave this as it is, so the other verb will be infinitive form. If this other verb happens to be this trennbare verb, right, it's still the same, you just write the trennbare verb together in infinitive form. Is it clear? Now give me the sentence, please. You should, calm yourself.
Kannst du ausruhen?
Kannst du ausführen is you are asking, right? Can you please? No, but come on, you forgot the reflexive pronoun part.
Okay.
Uh,
Kannst du dich ausruhen?
yes, kannst du dich ausruhen? Question mark. Okay. Sich entspannen. Sich Akkusativ entspannen. Come on. What will happen if I take a rubber and I stretch it? In the rubber, there will be tension, and that is, and entspannen is just the opposite of it. But here, I mean it like, mentally. Entspannen is to relax. Ich entspanne mich. I'm relaxing.
Ich entspanne mich and
No, ent is so whenever you have ent, right? It is never separable. Okay, yeah. It is again. This all again. Not trying to let me
ich
motivate you guys. You should all know this by now. Okay. So ent, when you have fair, when you have be, it's never trennbare. Normally, when you have for something like that, it's trennbare. Okay. Aus, it's trennbare. Okay. For example, überlegen, when you have über, it's almost never trennbare. So it's one word. Okay. Ich überlege mir. Okay. Let's.
Überlege
Mhm.
mich.
Sorry, not mich.
Ich überlege mich.
It's
Mir.
it's mir. It's an exception. You have to. It's mentioned. This dative it was überlegen. Okay, ich
Dativ.
überlege mir. Okay, your boss gives tells you that okay, you want to you apply for a new job, and they are giving you a salary. I mean, it's almost there where you want, but it's 5% less than your like Wunschgehalt. You say yeah, alles klar. I need 2 days. Ich brauche 2 Tage. Ich muss mir überlegen. I need 2 days. I need to reflect on it. Think about it. Okay. This dative it was accusative merken, guys. Very quickly. Has no one ever told you Meg diya das, or you said okay, I'll remember this?
Meg means to
Not
note
know,
down.
to remember or to note mentally.
Or okay.
Okay, so it's ich merke, and the reflexive pronoun will be dative. Ich merke mir, and whatever you are trying to do that, like whatever you're trying to remember. The next two one, guys, it's very easy. Wünschen, and then here is Sorgen, So but it's a little bit complicated. Like sich dative jemanden etwas or etwas accusative. It means like to worry about someone or something. So how do you say it? Ich mache mir Sorgen and whatever that that person or object is. Okay, I think you will use it. Okay, you will tell like you have a new guy in the company and he thinks he has this imposter syndrome. You tell him like alles gut, man. Du musst dir du musst dir darum keine Sorgen machen. Okay, just telling you. All these verbs, guys, you need them for daily life. Okay, and the grammar is very easy. We discussed last time. If you have questions, please ask. Otherwise, I will assume that you did not pay attention the last time. Few more ones. Okay, I think we did this last time, right? So don't need to do it. Let's talk about comparing things. Okay, so I told you, I don't know if I told you, but try to learn as many adjectives as you can. Adjectives are very important. They will make your language flower. So tell me the meanings, guys. Billish or billig, maybe,
Inexpensive,
Cheaper.
economic,
Cheap.
Cheap.
right? But then what is günstig? If billish is cheap, then what is günstig?
affordable,
Yes, right. There is a difference between them, right? So now gross is of course that big. What is net?
Nice.
Nice.
nice,
nice,
Expensive.
Expensive.
expensive,
So
cheap,
good is already there. There is a mistake over here. It should be GEGARN. Okay, so
Yeah.
GEARN. Gern, lieber, am liebsten, more. Sorry. Um,
Feel.
yeah,
mm,
very good. Tell me the difference like viel mehr and am meisten. How do you say that in English?
Much more.
Right. Yeah.
Many
Difference
more.
between that's correct.
Most.
Difference between feel and feeler, guys.
fail is for uncountable, failure is for countable
Correct. Right.
items
So, for
or
example, es gibt viele Sterne, right? And
No.
viel is like much. Okay. Es gibt viel Wasser. You don't say es gibt viele Wasser. It's not. You don't say there are many water. You just say there is much water. I hope that's now idea is that you have that you add er at the end. It becomes like so good like cheaper. It becomes like that, right? And if you want to say like cheapest, you will have this preposition and then you have to make it sound like this. Now there are many rules, guys. How do you form them? But I don't, I mean, this session is for daily life. So what do you do is like, you take the normal version, add er to it, right? And it becomes the comparative version. And superlative is like the extreme one, right? You have the preposition and you make the ending sound like stun. Okay. Now, if you see, it's very easy with, billish, billiger, you add er, and here you have sten. But also with net, add er, add est. But here you have to add eo as well, right? Now there are rules when, but what I'm trying to say is that, if you say if you don't say that, you just say netsten, your tongue will tell you that it's something wrong. You will have this feeling it's not correct pronunciation. So have that feeling, develop that feeling. And even if you say netsten, people will know what you're trying to say. Okay. Now, also there are, for example, here gross, grosser, grossen, but here you have to add this umlaut thing. Okay, this comes with practice, and I'll tell you, don't try to follow the rules. Just try to speak as much as you can, and eventually, if you're preparing for an exam, please try to follow the rules. But normally, life is good. Most of the times, you can just. Any questions? No questions. You need them, guys. Okay. Uh, there is one more way to talk about, if I have to say, S is billish, S is billiger, I can also say S is ambilixten, but I can also say ambilixten like S is das billigster, der billigster, die billigster. But that will require you to know the gender of what you're talking about. So just go with this one, at least now, so that you don't have to worry about that is there, the, or das. Okay. Question? No question. Now, when you use them, normally you don't just say, like, for example, if you say it is cheap, I will know, okay, it is cheap. But if you say S is billiger, my question will be, yeah, cheaper than what, right? Then you have to say S is billiger, this cheaper than. Now, to say that than, you have to use the word. Do you know how to say that? If I have to say,
Al-
iPhone, the right say,
als,
yeah, sorry,
als,
als, right? So you
als,
have to use als.
als.
Okay. And so als is something you have to use. And how do I say, like exactly, how do I say, like as cheap as
We.
V? Okay, so you have to use V. How do I say, exactly, like exactly as cheap, exactly,
Genau.
genau. So genau.
Gleich,
Okay. Some people, just to add some more, I don't know why they will say genauso instead of just saying genau, they will say genauso. It's still fine. Okay. Now, you can just, for example, if you want to say like cheaper than, or cheap as, or if you want to say like better than, I think you get that, right? All right, that's it. So that is enough, guys, for this one. Don't waste your time by I mean, you can learn the rules, just start using them. Every adjective that you learn, see how you can form the comparative version and how you can form the superlative version. Okay. So let's, I think we'll do this towards the end if you have time. Let's come to this one, conjunctions. Okay. Today we'll not talk about the grammar with respect to conjunctions. I just want you to start learning conjunctions. Okay. uh, when I say grammar, I mean like grammar will tell you that, okay, when you use this conjunction, where the verb should be, should the verb change its position or not, stuff like that. But today we'll not focus on that. These are some conjunctions I think are important, you should know at least now. Tell me the meanings, guys, if you already know them.
This means that.
because
So you have to tell me the
because
general and then give me the meaning, or you can give me the context. You can give me multiple words in English. Yeah.
that's related because
No,
That. This means
that
that.
that. Then
Then means then. THEN.
no,
because
no.
Then.
Then is because,
Then means because. Okay, huh?
because
Then
or
because
as.
That.
The.
that there
That means
No, no, no,
because.
no, no. So da is, so what you said there is also correct, but as a conjunction, it means something else. I know what, for example, if I come, like, you're sitting in a park and I come to you and I say, where is the exit? You'll say there, you just point and say da. That's correct. But here as a conjunction, it means something else. What does it mean?
Because.
Because.
and
While.
because
While means because.
Okay. What is it
while
between these three?
Oh.
So if some, there is a difference, but just let me answer that question with a question. What is the difference between hence, therefore, as a result, because of that? You will say there is difference, but it depends on the context, right? When you're proving something in mathematics, you say hence proved. because you use, as a result you use differently, right? Similarly, these three are similar, but depending on context depends which one you should use, right? As you continue learning, I will help you understand when to use which one, but for now just use them interchangeably. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Und,
and,
and
correct. Then next one, guys.
or,
or,
Next one,
or
but,
But
correct.
but
Next one.
though,
suddenly,
No, what
no,
suddenly? What is suddenly, guys? Let's just go on. That suddenly is not a conjunction; it's an adjective. What is, how do you suddenly in German?
um,
Something with pay.
sudden- okay, um, punctually, plotlish.
Correct. Plötzlich. Okay.
Uh, I don't
Plötzlich.
remember spelling well.
It's plötzlich. Okay. Now, what
Plotlish.
is trotzdem, guys?
Though or although,
even though.
Even though, yeah, something like that. Okay. Yeah, I think
in
even
spite
though
of,
is more accurate, I believe. But again, then next one.
even though.
because
Again,
Especially.
guys, again,
Sondern,
don't try to
especially,
fixate on meanings. Okay, try to see which context they can be used. How do you know that? Make yourself, surround yourself with German language. Okay, watch your favorite movies again in German audio. Okay, read newspapers if you can. I don't think you can, but if you can, do it. Yeah, what is Zonden? Sorry,
Especially.
even,
spite of,
did not get it. One more time.
even,
Especially.
in spite
Especially
of,
no, especially no, even also no. What is Zonden?
in spite of, instead of,
Yes, instead or instead, not in spite. In spite is something else. Okay, instead. Okay.
okay,
And what did someone say? Especially. How do I say especially? Something with bay.
Present.
Correct. Besonders. Okay. Okay.
based
Now,
on,
next one, guys. Next two.
therefore,
Next one.
similar to therefore,
Yes, similarly, right?
hence,
So in now you can just use them interchangeably, but uh, why I'm saying that, you know how to frame sentences, right? Just use preposition these. For example, if I say I train every day, they say that, then you say therefore I train every day. No, or you just say ich trainiere jeden Tag. Deswegen ich trainiere jeden Tag. Of course, that's not grammatically correct, but we'll look at grammar later. So everything that you say, try to see if you can use adjectives whenever this conjunctions whenever you can. There are many more conjunctions, guys. We'll go through them, but these are enough for now. Any questions? No questions. Let's.
no, there is one answer uh, compliment for Varum. That's Darum.
Is it a question or?
No, Darum. One add,
You want
one
to add
word.
one more? Okay, darum. Yeah, darum.
Darum.
Yeah.
Deswegen daher Darum.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You can also add.
That's it.
Yeah, there are many. Like in many. Yeah. You can add this list. We can continue with this list, and so anything that you want to say in German, see if you have Leo. So you use the. For example, we have wollen, können, müssen, dürfen, sollen, möchten. You can start with from here and give me a sentence with it. So just so
Ich
that you
will,
understand. Yeah.
ich will Arzt werden.
Ich will Arzt werden. Correct.
Werden.
But werden is not over here. Yeah, okay, yeah, correct. So will is there. Yes, I want to correct, correct. Next, guys.
ich can good singen.
Okay, next.
Ich muss schlafen.
Next.
Hier darf man nicht rauchen.
Correct. Very good. Very good. Hier darf man nicht rauchen. Next, guys.
Darfst du wiederholen?
But is that correct? So what are you trying to say?
Could you repeat? Can you
But
repeat?
is then darf like correct? Is dürfen
Darfst,
correct in that position? So
With do, darfst do.
no, but
I am trying.
no, I'm saying is, I mean, so drafts too, it will be like, are you allowed to repeat? Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
wollen is a very strong wish. For example, if your kid, your kid starts crying, like, why are you crying? It's like, ich will pizza, you know, uh,
Mhm.
ich will pizza, ich will das und that's a very strong wish. Then möchten is a wish, but not a strong wish. Normally when you go to a restaurant, you can the waitress comes, you can say, no, ich will ein Tee, but normally now people are more polite. They will say, ich möchte ein Tee, haben, you know. So möchten is also a wish, but like it's a polite wish. Is how I think about it. Okay. Dürfen is
Yeah.
like, just check. Like someone gave the example here. Darf man nicht rauchen? What do you think it means?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's about permission and
Permission
rules.
allowance, right?
You may, you may not. Yeah.
Yes. Müssen is must, have to, like, something obligatory. Okay. Können is like, can, or like it can be skills, right? For example, I can program, ich kann in Python programmieren, right? Ich kann Deutsch sprechen, right? Something like that. When you go through a job advertisement, they will write, man, you know, the ideale Kandidat kann so und so, you know. So sollen, guys,
Arzt sagt, ich nehme die Tabletten. Du nehme die Tabletten.
but where is the modal verb in that sentence?
Du soll nehme die Tabletten.
Du sollst. Okay. Du sollst die Tablette. Okay. One more thing, guys. Okay. Again, saying this, please be careful with the
Äh,
grammar.
du soll, äh,
Not solltest. Du sollst. We are not there. So, subject, modal verb. Let's look at the grammar. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Subject,
Then
object,
object.
modal verb, and then in between you can have, if you want, you can have, object, and then at the end you
And
have the other verb.
words.
And this one
Yeah.
has to be conjugated. This one need not be conjugated. Again, you guys, you should know all of this. Okay. So, is it clear? Question.
Yes. Clear.
Sometimes, like something comes over here. For example, a date. For example, guest, and if there is something else over here, then that's why I write subject before or after verb. If there is something else over here, the subject will get pushed towards, after the this guy. For example, I am allowed to work. Ich darf arbeiten. If I want to say, after 6 months. Question. How do I say after 6 months I am allowed to work? How do I say?
Nach 6 Monaten
Yeah.
darf ich
Now
arbeiten.
Correct.
6 Monaten.
Exponent, right? So this is this is just a revision, guys. You should know all of this. Go
Nach
ahead. You want to go?
6
Yeah, next
darf
exponent.
ich arbeiten.
Correct. So nach exponent, then the modal verb conjugated for subject darf ich arbeiten. Okay. Now, so please remember this table, guys. Conjugation table. Modal verbs will make your lives easy. If you know how to conjugate them, then the other verb need not be conjugated, right? So if you use modal verb, right, you only have to conjugate the modal verb. This one you can use as it is, infinitive form. That's why modal verbs are so important, or they make your lives easier. What do you know about Präteritum, guys? Anyone?
perfect.
How?
Past
Sorry,
tense. Simple past tense.
not super past tense, just past
Past
tense.
perfect.
Simple.
Just past tense. Okay, don't try to get into these terms. So when you talk about past, right, there are three ways to do it. You know, when you talk about past, there are three, in German, like in English, of course, there are many ways. In German, there are three ways to do it. It's the first one is Präteritum. Next one is perfect. The next one is, you don't need to know all of this. Plusquamperfect is not important. You need to know Präteritum and perfect, right? Präteritum is like, for example, I have this. If I want to say I eat, sorry,
Eight.
I find. So I will say ich finde. How do I say I found?
Ich
Ich.
habe gefunden.
No, that is
Ich
perfect
finde.
one. That is perfect. That is correct. Ich habe gefunden. But that is
Ich
perfect,
finde.
right? No, that will be ich fand, right? Ich fand is Präteritum, right? So Präteritum is just, you have to just learn the conjugations of the same verb. Perfect is better because when you use perfect, right? What happens when you use perfect is all you have to do is, this was all even, guys. All you have to do is subject, okay? Then you have this helping verb, and it can be haben or
And
sein,
conjugation.
right? And you conjugate this one with respect to the subject. And then if you want, you can have objects, and towards the end, you have participle zwei of the main verb. Okay, is it clear? Right? So Präteritum normally, we don't use it in daily life. You will see this in books when reporters talk or stuff like that, in laws, in your contract. But there will be, for example, you need Präteritum of Modalverben. Okay, you need to remember this. You don't have to remember Präteritum of all the verbs. Just so that you know what I'm trying to say, let me go to leo.org and I help you with this something. For example, if I have lesen, right? I want to look the Präteritum of this one, right? So Präsens, you have ich lese. I hope you can see, right? Ich lese, du liest, sie liest, and blah blah blah. Then you have to remember this one as well. Ich las again. But I have never experienced where I have to use lesen in Präteritum. Okay. So all you have to know is that just know the Präsens one and know this participle zwei, gelesen, okay? But there will be verbs, for example, Modalverben, come into that category where you have to know the participle zwei as well. Is it clear what I'm trying to say? Any questions, guys? Please ask. Plusquamperfekt, this is super past. For example, gestern habe ich Pizza gegessen. Vor 10 Jahren habe ich Schule besucht. Hatte ich Schule besucht. That is, super past tense. That is, then you have to use the Präteritum of haben and sollen as well. But this is not, Plusquamperfekt is not important right now. This is A2. What I'm trying to say is that Modalverben in presence, also learn the Präteritum, okay? The good thing about this Modalverben is that there is, if you look at this table, there is no umlaut anywhere. You know what I'm saying? There is no umlaut, okay? And you just have to know for ish, for do, and for rsc and ia it's the same. No, it's not the same, sorry. You have to know for ish, do, rsc and ia, right? And for via and zz, just add the sound ton. So Walton, Conton, Moston, Doofton, Zolton, Mockton. There is no umlaut. Remember this table. If I come to your house after 2 days at 3 a.m. in the morning, and if you're sleeping, if I throw cold water on your face, you should give me this table like a parrot. Okay. Any questions? No questions. Let's then do this exercise, guys. We'll come back over here. What I want to help you understand is that, guys, we have 15 minutes left. Okay. Uh, Guys, learning German is not about passing an exam. It's about, you can talk to your colleagues and friends about daily life, right? And how do you do that? So you need to have grammar knowledge and you need to learn vocabulary. Now, which vocabulary? You will say, I will buy a dictionary and I'll start learning all the vocabulary. That's not a good advice. What you can do is, learn vocabulary for your daily life. And how do you know which vocabulary you need? You just start writing about your day. You divide your day into 48 parts, for example, half an hour, one part, and you see what do you do in that half an hour. For example, when I wake up in the morning, this is an example, I don't do all of them, but normally I do all of these things right after I wake up. And how do I write? And if I can just describe them in German, right, then I will have that vocabulary, right? So I wake up. How do I say I wake up?
Ich
Ich
stehe auf.
stehe auf.
Correct. How do I say I open the window?
Ich öffne die
Ich
Fenster.
mache das Fenster auf.
Correct.
Das Fenster.
Yeah, ich mache das Fenster auf. If you say ich öffne das Fenster, people will know what you are trying to say, but it's just not correct. Okay. Why it's not correct? It's just like that. When you say öffne, right, it's something else. For example, uh, it's difficult to explain, but aufmachen is more correct. How do I say I make my bed?
Ich mache mein Bett.
Bed is there, the or das, guys.
Das.
Bett.
Das.
So ich mache mein Bed is correct. Yeah. I brush my teeth. You should not know this, but let's see if you can say this.
Ich putze
Putze mein Zähne.
mein,
Pizza.
mein Zähne.
Not Zahn, it's Zehn. It's umlaut, right? Umlaut, it's like air of air. Sorry, someone is giving answer. Go ahead.
Ich benutze
Ich dusche.
No,
mich
Busta is
oder
something
mir
else. You don't do that.
mich
No. That is that you're using this brush. No, it just puts one more time.
putze,
So you just need the subject, the verb, and the object. So ich putsa minus sena, but I think more accurate ich putsa mia dit senen. You have to use reflexive verb over here. How do I say again, guys? You can just continue. How do I say this?
Ich dusche.
Dusche.
Correct. How do I say this?
Ich trage
Ich
Kleidung.
ziehe Kleidung an.
Ich trage Kleidung. Trage is like wear, but it's not. I mean, I know what you're saying. People will know, but it's not accurate. I last time we looked at so this verbs with cn, then we looked at unseen, then saw how it what the meaning is when we make it reflexive.
Ich ziehe mich an.
Yes, ich ziehe mich an is correct. Uh, I wear clothes, and you can also say ich ziehe mir die Kleidungen an. Okay, next one, guys.
Ich gucke Wasser.
Yes, but if I want to say I am boiling the eggs, how do I say I am boiling the eggs?
Okay.
Ich
Eier.
koche Eier.
Eier.
die braten Eier,
If you say koche, it's correct, but there is this verb aufkochen. Why I am saying is that this will this will separate you from other guys, and I want you. So when you want to say cook, right? You want to say cook, it is kochen, and normally I boil water. You can just say ich koche Wasser. But and if you want to say boiling something else, you can still use kochen, but the more accurate one is aufkochen. Is to bring something to a boil. For example, if you're let's say if you're very good in cooking, you like to talk about I don't like talk about recipes, right? And someone is asking you for a recipe, and you'll say, okay, you put all this and you just wait till it comes to a boil. You say that, right? So to say that, if you say du musst das kochen, it just, I mean, of course, it's already cooking, right? What do you mean, like again kochen? You know what I'm saying? Is it clear, guys? Let's say, for example, I say du koch,
There is one more word for boiling,
yeah.
braten or something like that.
No,
What is
braten
that?
is something else. What is braten, guys?
Frei.
Fry. Okay.
Frei.
Yeah. So
Fry, fry.
fry, right? Batten
Okay.
is fry, and normally it means like to fry in oil. Okay, aufkochen to
Okay.
bring something to a boil. It will. For example, if I say du fängst an, also du kochst das und dann tust du, also fügst du die Gewürze hinzu und dann wartest du, bis das aufkocht. Okay, so it means like
Okay.
you are waiting. It's already
Mhm.
cooking, and then there's
Like
something else happened, and you bring something to a boil. Okay.
raise the heat and wait for it to boil.
Yes,
Okay.
correctly. Correctly. Okay. Again, but in real life, it's still fine, but this will separate you from other language learners. Next one, guys.
Ich mag Kaffee.
Yeah, correct.
Ofen,
Next one. Okay, it's a little bit difficult. I think I'm not being fair with you. Let's go with the next one. This one, I turn on radio TV.
Ich lese den Kaffee auf dem Fenster.
Did you say laser?
Nase.
No, it should be lager.
Lego.
Lege.
Yeah.
Ich lege
Yeah.
den Kaffee auf
But guys,
dem
you should not
Fenster.
know this. I mean, and it's fine. I mean, if you know it, go ahead. Give me the answer. Yeah. Yeah. Ich lege die Kaffee an
Den
an der
Fenster.
Fensterbank.
Okay, an dem Fensterbank.
No, it will be accusative because we'll talk about it. These are in Wechsel preposition, and we'll talk about them. Okay. Uh, how do I say I turn on radio or TV?
Ich mag Radio an.
Ich mag das Radio an.
Yeah, ich
Ich
mag
schalte
radio an
den
or ich schalte radio. I know. I hope you get that.
Fernseher an.
Yes, that's
Ich
correct. Okay.
trinke Kaffee.
So what again here are the answers, guys. I mean, I can give you the answers, but I think I won't. You need to practice.
Yeah.
Stay auf.
Good.
Can someone just read very quickly all of these very quickly?
Ich stehe auf.
Yeah.
Ich öffne das Fenster. Ich mache mein Bett. Ich putze mir die Zähne. Ich dusche mich. Ich ziehe mich an. Ich koche Wasser. Ich mache Kaffee. Ich gieße den Kaffee in eine Tasse. Ich stelle die Tasse auf die Fensterbank. Ich schalte den Fenster an. Ich trinke Kaffee.
Okay, this one is not correct. So ich öffne das Fenster. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, but it should be ich mach das Fenster auf. Okay, but ich öffne das Fenster. People will know what you're saying, but I think it's not accurate. Idea is, guys. I mean, this is my morning. Your morning can be different. What I'm saying is that divide your day into, like, 48, or maybe you can go, like 48 times 2, how much that is? 96 parts, and just take one part and start learning the vocabulary for that specific part. And this way, in 3 or 6 months, you will have all the vocabulary that is needed for your life. And you will have, and preferably write sentences, I mean, when you meet someone, what you talk about what your day, right? If you meet someone, you tell them, what do you do during your day? What is your job? And please mute yourself. There is echo. I think we are done. Let's play this quiz, guys. So I don't know. I think we discussed this or not. People who are there in A1 with me know this. So what I recommend to you as homework is, you know, let's go with this homework. Please add new words to your vocabulary notebook. Whatever, say, for example, here you saw this, sentences, whatever other, we did examples. If you have been noting them down, please try to rewrite those sentences by changing the subject, change ish to do, then see how the verb changes, change the object, masculine to feminine, and see how it becomes. Change the tense, present to past, and in past write in Präteritum, then write in participes y. Add modal verben, right? Write the sentence in the form of a W word or question. Write it like a yes or no kind of question. Please write sentences using conjunctions. Okay. And again, please consider a snippet of your day, and try to write about it in German. I chose my morning. You can choose your a specific meeting from your professional life. Revise modal verben Präteritum. Remember this table. Okay. Remember. I mean, what I mean is that you should. Where is that table? It was here. Learn these two tables by heart. You should know them by heart. Okay, do it like, ich wollte, du wolltest, er sie wollte, wir wollten, ihr wolltet, sie wollten, ich konnte, du konntest, something like that. Okay, homework is done. Let's, okay, what I was getting at is over here. So what I say is that, every day, most of you can do it in your laptop, tablet, or preferably a book if you are about 25, because when you're growing up you do not have a laptop. So I mean, your brain is more accustomed. You learn more if you write on a piece of paper, is what I mean. If you want to learn, that's what I mean. And divide the page into 4 parts. In the first part, you write any new noun that you think you should learn, any new verb, second column, any new adjective, adverb. Fourth column is for any phrase, for example, gib gas, schön Feierabend, schönes Wochenende, stuff like that. And go through this list every day. So let's do this game, guys. You should know, give me the meanings, guys. Here, Deccan.
Kappa.
To cover.
Cover.
Cover what?
To cover, for instance, if you are covering yourself with a blanket.
Bedsheet.
Yes, or normally, you cover the table, something like that. Someone else said something. What did you say?
I said to cover yourself with a blanket.
No, that is correct. No, no, I'm saying someone else gave some wrong answer. I want to
Bedsheet.
hear that wrong answer.
Bedsheet. I said bedsheet. Yeah,
Sorry?
something. Bedsheet.
Bed sheet. Yeah, okay. No, but that is the decker. Okay, but this is a verb. Okay, first column is for nouns, second is for verbs. Okay. Let's see. This one. Sich Akkusativ über jemanden, or it was Akkusativ beschweren.
To complain.
Complain. Here, this one.
To anger.
To get angry, or something like that.
To make angry.
Not make angry, but like, to get angry or something, or to not be happy about something. Okay.
Okay. To get angry.
I think this is important. Zahlen, few etwas accusative Zahlen, like pay, to pay for something. Bar Zahlen is, like when you go to supermarket, they ask like, mit Karte or bar. So you can say bar, or, something like that. Difference
Cash.
between Zahlen and question.
No,
Salen
no.
is to count.
Yeah.
Salen is to count. Salen is to pay.
And Bezahlen is also to pay. Thank you very much. So Zahlen is to, vergleichen.
And a
To
difference
compare.
between Salen and Beth Salen. When to use which?
Yeah, it's a very good
Or
question. Uh, Off the top of my mind, I can think of context where you use this one. Uh, yeah, I
Ich
mean, I'll be
möchte
honest.
bezahlen.
Ich möchte bezahlen, yes, but we also say zahlen. So zahlen is to like, pay, and bezahlen is also pay, but the context is different. I'm just thinking where you can.
And a similar one is about nutzen, benutzen.
Yeah, yeah. So nutzen, like just let me just think. Yeah, cannot give you the answer right now. I can't think of context,
Okay.
but I mean, if you give me a scenario, I'll tell you which one to use. I'll cover this part. It's context is
Okay.
important.
We
Yeah.
can take up later. Yeah.
Okay. Then
And
Vergleich.
what is the difference? What is the difference between treffen and kennenlernen?
Treffen is to anyone else wants to give the answer.
Treffen
When is the
means
meeting?
to meet, just to come together,
And
and
kennenlernen.
kennenlernen means to learn something,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
to
So
learn
it's
about
to get to
something,
know one another, right? So
get to know.
yeah, when you have like if you are on LinkedIn, recruiters will be reaching out to you and they'll, hey guys, okay, 1 minute left. I will provide this list. Thank you very much for joining this session. I hope you learned something. I wish you a nice weekend. We'll see each other, I believe, on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, and if you think grammar is something lacking on your side, attend A1 sessions as well. Thank you very much. We'll continue with this, but the call will get disconnected. That's why I said I wanted to say nice things right now. Very quickly, tell me what is Vergleichen.
To compare.
Correct. Uh, London?
Sorry?
To support with proofs.
No, no. Begründen means to provide reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aufessen, very quickly. Aufessen. Okay. So, essen is to eat.